Hello. So for ages now, I've wanted to do a role-playing series based in Skyrim, because I think Skyrim as a game is incredibly well suited to doing something like this. So I decided before I go to America to take the plunge and do this at least once on the channel, full playthrough. Now, before I start, I just want to get a few caveats out the way, okay? I'm mainly doing this to practice my voices for role-playing that we do, so Band of Blades, different things like that. I do not claim to be the best voice actor in the world. In fact, I am terrible at it, but I'm giving it a go anyway for, just for entertainment's purpose. It's basically my voice, but a bit more gravelly is what I'm going for. Because one of the characters I will be playing is very much like that in the next campaign, so I want to get that down. I want to get used to using my own voice that way. It's I can be very self-conscious, and I do feel very self-conscious when I'm doing it, so please be kind with your comments. And that's basically all I wanted to go into, okay? So the character that we'll be playing is this man here, Khalad of Elinhir. Okay, he is a Redguard, or he's a half Redguard anyway. Now, controversial thing, I know, Redguards have a black skin, I know that, but Elinhir here he's half heritage. So his father was an Altmer, which have golden bright skin, and his mother was a Redguard. And his mother and father actually fought against each other in the Thalmor War. Yeah, ended up meeting, having a child, okay, and then tragically, when the Thalmor found out about this affair, they made Khalad's father kill his mother, okay, with a dark blade that was then gifted to him, because he was a general in the Thalmor armies in Hammerfell. And he was gifted a dark blade with which to kill Khalad's mother. Whilst Khalad was a child, Khalad was whisked away by the Alik'r, because Khalad's mother was an Alik'r, and he was brought up by the Alik'r. Even though he was kind of hated by them, his half-elvish blood is very plain for everybody to see. In the final ebbings of the war, things calmed down, but the Thalmor are still in Hammerfell, and Khalad became one of the best swordsmen in the Alik'r, fighting against them, until he met a woman called Iman. Now, Iman was essentially not so much the love of his life, because he got about a bit, but she was definitely, one very, very fond to him, one of his best friends and lovers, to be honest with you. And it turns out that a contract was put out by the Alik'r on Iman's head, simply stating that she had let the Thalmor into his city during the war with the Thalmor. Khalad refused to carry out the contract, and when Iman fled across the seas, or across the border to Skyrim, Khalad was ordered to go and track her down. Instead, with his squad, he went across the border, he killed his squad, or at least the ones that got in his way. He ran to the coast, boarded a ship, and made his way to Skyrim to find her. And that is where we begin our tale with Khalad. Okay. So I hope you'll enjoy the story as it unfolds. We're going to do every single piece of DLC I can do. And we're going to do every bit of content I can do, whether it's DLC or whether it's the main story. But we won't be following Khalad's entire journey. I'm not going to make you sit through all of that. Basically, you'll be seeing Khalad's most important tales. So when he becomes on his way to becoming Dragonborn, for instance, on his way to finding Iman, for instance, in the main DLCs, for instance, the stuff in between those big events, I'll just play out myself, And so if you see me warping around, so I may be one day in Dawnstar, and then the next video will begin on the way to Whiterun, you know, that sort of thing. It just means that I've cut out a part of the journey when I'm just running from place to place, or I'm doing a few side quests here and there. So you're not going to see all of his journey, but you're going to see around 70% of it. So, I really hope you enjoy it. His personality, he is a gruff mercenary. I mean, he is someone who's used to not being liked. He's used to being hated. He doesn't like elves. He doesn't like Thalmor. Even though he kind of is related to one, or was related to one. As far as he knows, his dad died in the war. He does have elvish ears as well. If you can see on here, I can show you. He does actually have elvish ears, even though he's a Redguard. He does have elvish features, even though he's a Redguard. And if you can see his skin, he's not quite white-skinned. He's more of an ashen skin colour, which denotes his mixed heritage there. He covers his ears all of the time. He doesn't have the balls to cut them off because, you know, he doesn't like pain. He's a warrior, but doesn't like pain. That's why he was trained to be such a good swordsman, to avoid it. But he hides his ears behind either his hair, and if he can't afford a hood, or a hood if he can afford one. So, I hope you enjoy Calad's adventures. See you next time.